The bright morning sky above Nevada darkened as the massive alien ship entered Earth's atmosphere. Scientists and military personnel gathered at the desert facility stared upward, some with hands shielding their eyes from the sun, others with binoculars pressed against their faces. The ship hovered silently, its metallic surface reflecting sunlight in waves of blue and purple. Captain Ethan Brooks of the United Earth Defense Force stood tall, his uniform crisp despite the desert heat. Beside him, Dr. Lisa Morgan adjusted her glasses and tried to calm her racing heart. After years of studying possible alien life, she was about to meet actual extraterrestrials. "Remember, we represent all of humanity today," Ethan said to the assembled welcome team. "No matter what they look like or how they behave, we must remain diplomatic." Lisa nodded. Their message said they come peacefully, but let's stay alert. A beam of light shot down from the ship, touching the ground 50 yards ahead of them. The light widened into a circle, and figures began to materialize. First came 4 tall insect-like creatures carrying what looked like weapons. Their bodies were covered in hard, shiny exoskeletons of dark green and black. Their forearms each ended in 3-fingered hands, and their heads featured large compound eyes that glittered in the sunlight. Behind them appeared a larger alien, with more elaborate markings on its exoskeleton and a cape-like garment draped over its shoulders. This one walked forward, its movements stiff but precise. "I am High Commander Zextul of the Vorzari Empire," the alien said, its voice coming through a small device on its chest. "We have traveled many light years to meet the dominant species of this water-rich world." Ethan stepped forward. "Captain Ethan Brooks, representing the United Earth Defense Force and Earth's unified government. We welcome you to Earth." Dr. Morgan moved to stand beside him. "I'm Dr. Lisa Morgan, xenobiologist. We're honored to make first contact with your species." The alien's compound eyes seemed to examine them from head to toe. "You are smaller than expected for a dominant species," Zextul said. "Your outer covering appears soft and vulnerable." Lisa smiled politely. "Humans have adapted in different ways than you might expect. We'd be happy to share information about our biology and history." "Yes," the alien commander said. "We are very interested in studying your planet and its life forms." Over the next few days, a temporary diplomatic center was established near the landing site. The Vorzari delegation included scientists and military officials who seemed most interested in Earth's ecosystems and wildlife. During one meeting, a Vorzari scientist named Kirvin displayed holographic images of various Earth animals. "These creatures all seem inefficient," he said, showing a deer. "No armor, exposed vital organs, thin limbs easily broken." Lisa tried to explain. "Earth animals have evolved different survival strategies: speed, camouflage, intelligence." "Primitive adaptations," interrupted Kirvin. The alien switched to an image of a lion. "Even your predators have these same weaknesses. On our world, such soft creatures would not survive a single day." The other Vorzari clicked their mandibles together in what Lisa realized was their version of laughter. Ethan noticed Lisa's frustration and spoke up. "Perhaps you could tell us about wildlife on your planet, High Commander." Zextul activated his own holographic device. "Our world's dominant species all developed proper protection." The images showed massive creatures with thick armored plates, razor-sharp spines, and powerful pincers. "Natural armor and weapons, the true path of evolutionary success." Another Vorzari scientist pointed at an image of a rabbit. "This small creature is particularly amusing. It has no defenses at all." "Actually," Lisa said, "rabbits have excellent hearing, speed, and reproductive rates that help them survive predators." "A losing strategy," Zextul said dismissively. "Making more offspring because so many die is not impressive." Later that evening, Ethan and Lisa met with General Frank Winters and Science Director Patricia Alvarez in a secure room. "They've been mocking our wildlife since they arrived," Lisa said. "They think their armored physiology makes them superior." General Winters frowned. "Are they just arrogant, or is this leading somewhere?" Ethan pulled up satellite images showing the alien ship scanning large portions of Earth's oceans. "They're especially interested in our marine environments. Their planet has much less surface water than Earth." "I don't trust them," Patricia said. Why travel all this way just to study wildlife? They're assessing us, Ethan said quietly. Military scouts do the same thing. Evaluate potential threats or resources before the main force arrives. The next morning, High Commander Zextool requested a tour of Earth's major aquatic habitats. The request came with a thinly veiled demand rather than politeness. During the tour of a coastal research facility, the Vorzari were shown tanks containing various marine species. Their reaction to sharks was particularly notable. This predator's skin is not even armored, one Vorzari scientist said, looking at a small reef shark. And it must swim constantly or die? Very poorly designed. Lisa had finally had enough. These sharks have existed almost unchanged for over 400 million years. That's evolutionary success by any measure. Zextool's compound eyes fixed on her. Yet they remain in the water, unable to master their planet as we have mastered ours, as you humans also failed to do. What do you mean by that? Ethan asked sharply. Your species has potential, but you waste it preserving these weaker life forms, Zextool said. The Vorzari Empire does not allow waste. We optimize planets we visit. The implication hung in the air. Lisa and Ethan exchanged worried glances. That night, Ethan received an urgent message. More Vorzari ships had been detected entering the solar system. He immediately called Lisa. They're establishing a research base in the South Pacific, he told her when she answered, without asking permission. It's happening faster than we expected, Lisa said. They see us and our animals as weak. They don't respect Earth at all. General, Winters is calling an emergency meeting of the United Earth Council, Ethan said. The Vorzari aren't just visitors. They're preparing for something bigger. They think we're pushovers because we don't have natural armor or weapons, Lisa said. But they don't understand what makes Earth species, especially humans, dangerous. Then maybe it's time they learned, Ethan replied, his voice grim. Before they make a mistake they'll regret. As the sun rose the next day, 3 more Vorzari ships entered Earth's atmosphere, heading directly for the new base in the Pacific. Earth's first contact with alien life was quickly becoming its first potential conflict. High Commander Zextool summoned the human delegation to another meeting. His posture seemed more aggressive than before. We have decided your planet would benefit from Vorzari guidance, he announced. We will begin by reorganizing your wildlife management. Many of your species are unnecessary and inefficient. That's not your decision to make, Ethan said firmly. Earth and its ecosystems are under human protection. Zextool's mandibles clicked rapidly. Protection? You cannot even protect yourselves. Your bodies are soft. Your animals are weak. Your weapons are primitive compared to ours. The alien leaned closer, towering over Ethan and Lisa. We have conquered 12 worlds before yours. None could resist Vorzari might. Lisa stepped forward. You might be surprised what Earth's creatures are capable of, including humans. We welcome such surprises, Zextool said, his translator conveying what sounded like amusement. It has been too long since the Vorzari faced any real challenge. The Vorzari research base grew larger each day. Built on a small island in the South Pacific, its metal structures gleamed under the tropical sun. Alien ships flew back and forth, bringing equipment and more personnel. The United Earth Council had reluctantly granted permission for the base, hoping to avoid immediate conflict. Dr. Lisa Morgan sat in a small boat, watching the alien activity through binoculars. Beside her, marine biologist Dr. Andrew Cole adjusted their monitoring equipment. They've been capturing animals for 3 weeks now, Andrew said, checking the data on his tablet. Land animals, sea creatures, even insects. They take them into that central building and we never see them come out. Lisa lowered her binoculars. The Vorzari claim they're just studying Earth's biodiversity. But everything they say about our wildlife is insulting. They act like having an exoskeleton is the only proper way to evolve. A Vorzari transport craft zoomed overhead, heading toward the main island. Its engines barely made a sound, just a faint humming that vibrated the air. Time to play nice with our visitors, Lisa said, starting the boat's motor. She and Andrew had weekly meetings with the alien scientists to share knowledge, though the sharing mostly went one way. At the base, they were greeted by Kirvin, the lead Vorzari scientist. His green exoskeleton had intricate patterns that Lisa had learned indicated high status among their kind. "The Waterworld experts have arrived," Kirvin said, his translator making his clicks and whistles into English. "Come, we have new specimens to discuss." He led them through sterile hallways, into a large laboratory. The room contained dozens of transparent containers holding various earth animals. Lisa noticed wolves, bears, eagles, and several species of snakes. "We have been evaluating your predator species," Kirvin explained. "Most disappointing. Your wolf relies on group hunting to kill even small prey. Inefficient. Your bear has strength but no proper weapons." Andrew crossed his arms. "These animals have survived for millions of years. Their hunting strategies work just fine. Only because they never faced proper competition," another Vorzari scientist added. "On our world, the weak are quickly eliminated." Kirvin moved to a larger container holding a Komodo dragon. "This reptile is slightly better designed, with toxins in its bite, but still too slow and poorly armored." Lisa held her tongue. Arguing with the aliens had proven pointless in previous meetings. Instead, she asked, "Have you studied any marine predators yet?" "We begin that phase tomorrow," Kirvin said. "Your ocean creatures seem especially primitive. Always wet, many with soft bodies, most with very simple hunting tactics." Andrew couldn't help himself. "Simple? You should see an orca hunt, or watch a great white shark in action before you make judgments." "We look forward to being impressed," Kirvin said, his mandibles clicking in what Lisa recognized as their version of sarcastic laughter. "Tomorrow we will collect specimens from your nearby ocean trenches." After the meeting, Lisa and Andrew joined Captain Ethan Brooks at their monitoring station on a neighboring island. The small facility was disguised as a weather research station. "They're definitely preparing for something bigger than research," Ethan said, showing them satellite images. "More ships entering Earth orbit every day. The Security Council is worried." "They've been capturing and evaluating our predator species," Lisa explained. "Tomorrow they're going after marine life." Andrew opened his laptop. "I've been monitoring oceanic conditions near their collection sites. They're heading to areas with some dangerous species." "Good," Ethan said. "Maybe they'll learn some respect when they meet a bull shark or a saltwater crocodile." "There's something else," Lisa said. She pulled out a small device and placed it on the table. "I've been secretly analyzing the Vorzari physiology. Their exoskeletons may be tough, but their internal systems are surprisingly vulnerable to Earth bacteria, and certain toxins could be particularly effective against them." Ethan raised an eyebrow. "That could be useful information if things go badly." "Which they might," Andrew added. "I overheard two Vorzari talking. They mentioned something called an integration schedule, beginning in 3 months. The next day, Lisa and Andrew observed from their boat as Vorzari collection ships hovered over the ocean. The aliens used energy beams to extract marine life from the water, pulling creatures up into their craft. "They're being careless," Andrew said, watching through specialized binoculars. "They're grabbing everything without any consideration for the ecosystem." One collection ship moved toward deeper water, hovering over a known hunting ground for large sharks. Lisa's monitoring equipment picked up unusual energy readings. "Something's happening," she said. "That ship is using a different kind of beam." The alien craft suddenly lurched sideways. Its beam flickered and went out. Through his binoculars, Andrew saw a large shape thrashing in a containment field beneath the ship. "They caught something big," he said. "Looks like a great white, at least 15 feet long." The ship stabilized and headed back to the island base. Lisa and Andrew followed at a safe distance. When they arrived at the base for their scheduled meeting, they found the Vorzari scientists gathered around a massive tank. Inside, a great white shark swam in circles, occasionally ramming against the transparent walls. "Interesting specimen," Kirvin said when he noticed the humans. "Primitive design, but surprisingly strong." Lisa noticed damage on one Vorzari collection. Vessel docked nearby. "Did you have trouble catching it?" A minor equipment malfunction, Kirvin said dismissively. This creature's thrashing was more powerful than expected. Still, its attack pattern is simple and predictable. Another Vorzari scientist joined them. High Commander Zextul wishes to observe the Predator assessments. Moments later, the High Commander entered with his guards. His posture showed he was pleased. Dr. Morgan. Dr. Cole. Zextul acknowledged them briefly before focusing on the shark. This is one of your apex ocean hunters. Yes, Andrew said. The great white shark, nearly unchanged for millions of years because its design is already perfect for what it does. Perfect? Zextul made a sound the translator didn't convert. It has no armor, no advanced sensory organs, no manipulating limbs. It simply swims and bites. Its senses are more advanced than you might think, Lisa said. It can detect electrical signals from other creatures' muscles and heartbeats. It can smell blood from miles away. And that bite delivers over 4,000 pounds of pressure, Andrew added. One of the strongest bite forces on Earth. Zextul seemed unimpressed. Our world's marine predators have twice that bite force, plus armored, plating and venomous spines. The High Commander turned to Kirvin. Have the assessment team complete their analysis of Earth's predator species. I want the final report in 2 days. After the aliens moved to another part of the lab, Lisa whispered to Andrew, 2 days? Why the rush? I don't know, Andrew replied, quietly. But I don't like it. That evening, they received an urgent message from Captain Brooks. A security breach had been detected at Earth's Defense Systems headquarters. The infiltrators appeared to be using Vorzari technology. Things are escalating, Ethan told them over a secure channel. We need to be ready for anything. As Lisa prepared for bed that night, she looked out her window at the alien base glowing in the distance. The Vorzari had come to Earth expecting weakness. Perhaps it was time to show them how dangerous Earth's creatures could really be. The emergency meeting of the United Earth Council filled the large conference room with tense voices. Military officers, scientists, and government officials from around the world gathered to discuss the growing Vorzari threat. Captain Ethan Brooks stood at the front of the room, displaying images of the aliens' activities. Their ships now number 23 in Earth orbit. The South Pacific base has tripled in size. We've detected energy scans of our major cities and military installations. General Frank Winters pounded his fist on the table. We should strike, now before they're fully prepared. With what? Asked a council member. Their technology is far beyond ours. Direct conflict would be disastrous. Dr. Lisa Morgan stepped forward. There may be another way. All eyes turned to her. The Vorzari have one weakness, pride. They believe they're superior to all Earth life. We might be able to use that against them. The room fell silent as Lisa played a recording from that morning. High Commander Zextul's voice filled the room. The final assessment of Earth's predator species is complete, the alien leader said. As expected, none would survive on a properly evolved world like ours. We challenge the humans to prove otherwise. Lisa paused the recording. They're proposing what they call a species challenge, combat trials between their warriors and what they call our champion species. They're so confident they'll win that they've agreed to delay their integration plans if we participate. Captain Brooks nodded. It buys us time and potentially reveals more of their weaknesses. It's a trap, said General Winters. They'll use these trials to study our combat capabilities. Perhaps, Lisa agreed, but we'll be studying them too. After hours of debate, the council voted to accept the challenge. They would use the opportunity to learn more about Vorzari vulnerabilities while preparing Earth's defenses. 2 days later, Lisa and Dr. Andrew Cole met with Kirvin to establish the rules for the challenge. The alien scientist seemed amused by the humans' acceptance. 3 challenges will be conducted, Kirvin explained. 1 on land, 1 in water, and 1 in an environment of your choosing. Our champions will face whatever Earth creatures you select. And if Earth's animals win? Andrew asked. Then we will acknowledge your planet has some merit, Kirvin replied. And as agreed, full integration will be delayed by 1 Earth year. And if your champions win all 3 challenges? Lisa asked. Then your world acknowledges Vorzari superiority and accepts our guidance, the alien said, beginning with proper management of your inefficient ecosystems. After the meeting, Lisa and Andrew joined Captain Brooks at their monitoring station. Also present was Navy SEAL Commander Mason Wright, recently assigned to their team. The Vorzari are physically strong and their exoskeletons are tough, Lisa explained, showing biological scans on her tablet. But they have weaknesses. They're not as agile as humans, their joints are vulnerable, and they struggle in certain environments. Like water, Andrew added. Their bodies aren't built for swimming, and deep water creates pressure problems for their breathing systems. Commander, Wright studied the data, so we pick animals that can exploit these weaknesses. Exactly, Lisa said. The Vorzari expect us to choose our largest, most impressive predators, but bigger isn't always better. What environments are we looking at? Wright asked. Captain. Brooks pulled up a map. The land challenge will be held in a savanna environment in Kenya, the water challenge in a coastal area of Australia. The third location is our choice. I have an idea for that, Andrew said. But first we need to select our champions carefully. Lisa nodded. The Vorzari think this challenge will prove their superiority. Let's prove them wrong. The day of the first challenge arrived. Hundreds of humans gathered at the designated site in Kenya, while millions more watched via satellite. The Vorzari had constructed a large circular arena where the challenge would take place. High Commander Zex Tool stood on a floating platform, addressing the crowd. Today we demonstrate the natural order of evolution. Superior design will triumph over primitive biology. The Vorzari champion entered the arena. The warrior stood 7 feet tall with enhanced armor plates and razor spikes extending from its joints. Its 4 arms each held a different natural weapon: claws, stingers, and serrated edges. Lisa sat with the Earth delegation, watching closely. Their champion has been modified, she whispered to Captain Brooks. Those aren't natural adaptations. They're cheating already, Brooks replied. Not that I'm surprised. High Commander Zexatul announced, Humans, present your champion. At Lisa's signal, Rangers opened a large gate on the far side of the arena. A pride of lions entered, 1 male with a magnificent mane and 4 females. The lions looked around cautiously, sensing the unnatural situation. The Vorzari observers clicked their mandibles in what Lisa recognized as laughter. Zexatul himself seemed amused. You choose these simple cats? The High Commander said. Their only weapons are teeth and claws. No armor. No special adaptations. Andrew stood up. Lions hunt as a team. They've taken down prey many times their size for millions of years. The Vorzari champion stepped forward confidently. When the signal was given, it charged directly at the male lion, moving with surprising speed. The lion roared and leaped aside while the females circled behind the alien. The Vorzari warrior slashed at one lioness, leaving a cut on her flank. The pride spread out, taking positions around the arena. The alien seemed confused by their tactics, turning from one cat to another. It doesn't understand coordinated hunting, Lisa said. Vorzari predators must be solitary hunters. The lions began taking turns darting in, nipping at the alien's legs and then retreating. The Vorzari champion grew frustrated, charging at each attack but always finding its target gone before it connected. They're tiring it out, Commander Wright observed. Classic predator strategy. After 20 minutes, the alien warrior's movements became slower. Its attacks grew wilder. The lion sensed the change and moved in closer. The male lion roared and leaped onto the Vorzari's back while 2 females attacked its legs. The warrior fell to the ground, its armor still protecting it but its limbs pinned by powerful jaws. The alien struggled, but couldn't dislodge the coordinated attackers. After a full minute of being completely immobilized, a signal sounded. The Rangers used special techniques to call the lions off, and they retreated to their side of the arena. The crowd erupted in cheers as the Vorzari champion struggled to its feet. High Commander Zexatul's compound eyes flashed with anger. A temporary setback, the High Commander announced. The second challenge will begin tomorrow. Your water creatures will not be so fortunate. As the humans left the arena, Lisa noticed the Vorzari scientists huddled together, examining data from the battle. They hadn't expected to lose the first round. That evening, as Lisa, Andrew, and the others prepared for the next day's challenge, Captain Brooks received an encrypted message. Vorzari ships were positioning themselves above major cities worldwide. They're not planning to honor the agreement, Brooks told the team. Win or lose, they're preparing for a full invasion. Commander Wright checked his weapons. Then we make tomorrow's challenge count, make them regret ever coming to Earth. Andrew looked up from his tablet. I've selected our champion for the water challenge. The Vorzari think our marine predators are primitive and weak. Let's introduce them to a living fossil that survived 4 mass extinctions. Lisa smiled as she saw his choice. Perfect. Let's see how their enhanced warrior handles a creature that's been perfecting its hunting skills for 100 million years. The Australian coast gleamed under the morning sun. Waves lapped gently against the shore as crowds gathered around the large enclosure built for the second challenge. A section of the bay had been sealed off with energy barriers, creating a shallow water arena about 12 feet deep. Dr. Lisa Morgan stood with Dr. Andrew Cole near the water's edge, watching Vorzari scientists make final adjustments to the arena. Captain Ethan Brooks and Commander Mason Wright joined them, both looking tense. Our satellite team reports more Vorzari ships entering Earth orbit, Ethan said quietly. Whatever happens today, they're planning something big. Then we make today count, Andrew replied. He nodded toward a large transport tank positioned nearby. Our champion is ready. High Commander Zex Tool arrived on his floating platform, flanked by more guards than the previous day. The alien leader's movements seemed stiff, his mandibles clicking rapidly. Signs of anger, Lisa had learned. Humans, Zex Tool addressed the crowd. Yesterday's challenge was merely a test of our warriors' restraint. Today, there will be no such restraint. The Vorzari champion entered the arena from their ship. This warrior was different from yesterday's, larger, with blue-black armor and specialized appendages that resembled flippers. It carried no weapons but had serrated ridges along its arms. They've adapted their champion specifically for water, Lisa whispered. More cheating. Andrew shrugged. Won't help them. Zexatul gestured impatiently. Present your water champion, humans. Andrew stepped forward. Today's Earth champion has survived on this planet for more than 200 million years. It existed before the dinosaurs and outlived them. We present the saltwater crocodile. At his signal, wildlife handlers opened the transport tank. A massive crocodile, nearly 20 feet long, slid into the water. Its armored body disappeared beneath the surface, with only its eyes and nostrils visible above the waterline. The Vorzari scientists studied the creature with interest. Kirvin approached Zextul and spoke rapidly in their clicking language. The High Commander nodded. A primitive reptile, Zextul announced. Ancient, yes, but unchanged, because it lacks the intelligence to evolve properly. Lisa stepped forward. The crocodile hasn't changed because it doesn't need to. It's already the perfect ambush predator. The Vorzari champion entered the water. It moved awkwardly at first, but soon adjusted, using its modified limbs to swim with moderate speed. It circled the arena, searching for the crocodile, which had vanished completely underwater. Your champion hides, Zextul said with contempt. It fears battle. Commander Wright smiled slightly. That's not fear, that's strategy. For several minutes, nothing happened. The Vorzari warrior swam in patterns, occasionally diving deeper to search. The crowd grew quiet. The water remained still except for the aliens' movements. Then, without warning, the surface erupted. The crocodile launched upward with explosive force, jaws open wide. Before the Vorzari could react, those jaws clamped around one of its arms. The sound of cracking exoskeleton echoed across the water. The alien warrior thrashed wildly, but the crocodile performed its ancient death roll, spinning its massive body to tear its prey apart. The Vorzari's modified arm separated from its body, green fluid clouding the water. Their blood attracts sharks, Andrew whispered to Lisa. Good thing we put barriers up. The wounded alien retreated to shallow water, clearly in distress. Its remaining arms formed defensive positions as the crocodile circled slowly, now visible just beneath the surface. Their champion is injured, Captain Brooks observed, but still dangerous. The Vorzari warrior waited, apparently developing a new strategy. When the crocodile approached again, the alien released a cloud of dark substance into the water. Ink screen, Lisa said. Like an octopus. But the crocodile didn't hunt by sight. It sensed the vibrations of the retreating alien and surged forward again. This time its jaws clamped onto the Vorzari's leg. The alien pounded at the crocodile's head with its remaining arms, but the armored reptile didn't release its grip. The crocodile dragged its prey into deeper water. The Vorzari warrior struggled fiercely, managing to break free after sustaining significant damage to its leg. It jetted backward using some kind of propulsion system previously hidden in its armor. High Commander Zek's Tool's platform moved closer to the arena. "Enough," he commanded. "The challenge is compromised by your creatures' primitive tactics." "You mean because our champion is winning?" Commander Wright called back. "The rules were clear: combat until one champion can no longer fight or surrenders." The Vorzari warrior was clearly struggling now. Its movements had become erratic, and more green fluid leaked from its wounds. The crocodile continued its patient circling, conserving energy, a hunting technique perfected over millions of years. When the alien attempted to reach the edge of the arena, the crocodile struck again. This time, its massive jaws closed around the warrior's midsection. The death roll that followed was decisive. When the water settled, the Vorzari champion floated motionless. Silence fell over the crowd before humans erupted in cheers. Earth had won the second challenge. High Commander Zek's Tool's compound eyes flashed with rage. His guards raised their weapons, but he signaled them to hold. "Two victories mean nothing," the alien leader hissed through his translator. "The final challenge will determine the true superior species. We demand it take place immediately." Andrew stepped forward. "As agreed. The third location is our choice. We've selected a deep ocean environment off the coast." "Deep ocean?" Kirvin questioned. "Your oxygen-breathing mammals cannot fight in deep ocean." "We didn't say our champion would be a mammal," Lisa replied. She handed him a data tablet showing the location, a stretch of ocean known for its powerful currents and great depths. Zextal conferred with his scientists, then nodded stiffly. "We accept. Our next champion will be our finest warrior, specially adapted for any environment you choose." As the aliens departed to prepare, Captain Brooks gathered his team for a private conversation. "They're furious," he said. "If they lose the third challenge, they might abandon the pretense completely and attack." "Let them," Commander Wright said. "Every military on Earth is on high alert now, and we've learned valuable information about their vulnerabilities." Lisa checked her tablet, which showed new data from the battle. Their exoskeletons can be broken by enough force, and their circulatory fluid, their blood, contains compounds that Earth predators can sense from great distances. "What's our champion for the final challenge?" Ethan asked. Andrew smiled. "The perfect predator. Unchanged for over 400 million years because it's already perfect at what it does. The great white shark," Lisa explained. "But not just any great white. We've located a female nearly 20 feet long, one of the largest ever recorded." Commander Wright nodded appreciatively. "The Vorzari think they understand Earth's predators. They have no idea what they're about to face." That evening, as final preparations were made for the third challenge, Lisa received an urgent message from her laboratory. The bacteria samples she had been studying showed remarkable effects on Vorzari tissue. If needed, Earth had a biological option for defense. She shared this information with Captain Brooks as they watched Vorzari ships positioning themselves in the night sky. "Tomorrow will change everything," Ethan said, "one way or another." "Yes," Lisa agreed. The Vorzari came to Earth expecting to find weakness. Instead, they've awakened something they don't understand. "What's that?" Ethan asked. Lisa looked up at the alien ships hovering above. The most dangerous predators this planet has ever produced, humans protecting their home. Dawn broke over the Pacific Ocean, painting the water with golden light. Military vessels from a dozen nations surrounded the challenge site. Overhead, Earth defense aircraft patrolled the skies, watching the Vorzari ships that hovered like metallic clouds. The final arena was marked by floating buoys. Unlike the previous challenges, this one had no barriers, just an open section of deep ocean. Cameras placed underwater would broadcast the battle to screens on the surface. Dr. Lisa Morgan stood on the deck of the command ship, checking readings on her tablet. The water here dropped to over 2,000 feet deep, with strong currents flowing from the north. Perfect hunting grounds. Our champion is in position, Dr. Andrew Cole reported, joining her at the railing. She's been circling the area for an hour now. Sensors show she's calm but alert. Captain Ethan Brooks and Commander Mason Wright approached, both wearing formal uniforms for this final confrontation. The Vorzari shuttle is approaching, Ethan said. Intelligence suggests they've spent all night enhancing their champion for this battle. Commander Wright checked his weapon discreetly. Let's hope it doesn't come to this, but all units are ready if the aliens decide to attack regardless of the outcome. The Vorzari shuttle landed on a floating platform at the center of the marked area. High Commander Zextool emerged, followed by a group of scientists including Kirvin. The alien leader looked even more imposing today, with additional armor plates and insignia decorating his exoskeleton. Humans, Zextool's amplified voice carried across the water. Your primitive creatures have shown unexpected abilities, but today you face the apex of Vorzari evolution. Our champion has been enhanced with the best traits from a dozen conquered worlds. A large container was brought out from the shuttle. The sides fell away to reveal the Vorzari champion. This warrior stood taller than the previous ones, with sleek black armor covering its body. Multiple limbs ended in various weapons, and a breathing apparatus was attached to its face. Behold, Kirvin announced, a perfect warrior designed for any environment including the deepest ocean. It can withstand extreme pressure, navigate in total darkness, and strike with the force of your most powerful predators combined. Lisa whispered to her colleagues. They've gone all out with the modifications. That's barely even a Vorzari anymore. Captain Brooks stepped forward to address the aliens. For Earth's final champion, we present the most efficient predator in our planet's history. A hunter so perfectly evolved that it has remained unchanged for over 400 million years. At his signal, a screen activated showing underwater footage of a massive great white shark. The female was nearly 20 feet long with a powerful body and rows of serrated teeth visible when she opened her jaws. A fish? Zextool's translator conveyed his dismissive tone. This is your ultimate champion? A simple-minded creature with no technology, no armor enhancements, nothing but teeth? Commander Wright spoke up. That simple creature is the result of 450 million years of perfect evolutionary design. She doesn't need armor because she is power itself. The Vorzari scientists studied the footage with more interest than their leader. Kirvin seemed particularly focused on the shark's movements. The challenge begins when your champion enters the water, Andrew explained. The battle continues until one can no longer fight or retreats from the area. The enhanced Vorzari warrior stepped to the edge of the platform. It carried no visible weapons, but its body seemed to ripple with hidden technology. With a final nod to its leader, the champion dove into the ocean and disappeared beneath the waves. All eyes turned to the large screens showing the underwater views. The Vorzari warrior descended quickly, its modified body adapting to the increasing pressure. It activated lights built into its armor, scanning the dark water around it. Our champion is circling at 300 feet, Andrew reported, checking his tracking system. The Vorzari is approaching her territory now. On screen, the alien moved with surprising grace through the water. It carried some kind of detection device, sweeping it back and forth as it descended. It's hunting actively, Lisa observed, using technology to find the shark. That's not how things work in the deep ocean, Andrew said with a slight smile. Minutes passed. The Vorzari warrior continued its descent, now nearly 500 feet down. Its lights cut through the darkness, but visibility remained limited to a few yards in any direction. Suddenly, one of the cameras picked up movement, a massive shadow passing just at the edge of visibility. Then nothing again. She's stalking it, Commander Wright said. Classic predator behavior. The alien seemed to sense something. It turned quickly, scanning all directions. It fired some kind of pulse into the water, probably attempting to detect nearby creatures. The shark can sense the electrical impulses from the alien's equipment, Andrew explained. Every heartbeat, every movement. She knows exactly where it is. On the surface, High Commander Zex Tool watched the screens with growing impatience. Your champion hides instead of fighting, he accused. This proves nothing. Patience, Commander, Captain Brooks replied. The hunt has already begun. Below, the Vorzari warrior activated additional equipment. A shield of bubbles surrounded it, probably designed to confuse sensory input. It moved into a defensive position, back against a rock formation, scanning the open water before it. Then it happened. From below, the one direction the alien wasn't watching, the shark struck. She rose from the depths with incredible speed, jaws open wide. The Vorzari barely had time to react before those jaws closed around its midsection. The alien fought back fiercely, stabbing at the shark with specialized limbs. But the shark's tough skin, evolved over millions of years to withstand the crushing pressures of the deep, resisted the attacks. Her powerful muscles flexed as she shook the Vorzari violently. The alien managed to deploy some kind of electrical pulse that forced the shark to release her grip momentarily. Green fluid, Vorzari blood, clouded the water. The warrior tried to retreat upward, but that was a fatal mistake. The scent of blood triggered the shark's feeding response. She circled once and attacked again, this time taking one of the alien's limbs completely off. The Vorzari's technology began to fail as water pressure crushed damaged sections of its armor. On the surface, Zexatul watched in growing horror as his champion was systematically torn apart by Earth's perfect predator. The shark's attacks were relentless, driven by millions of years of evolutionary programming. The final attack came swiftly. The great white charged from directly behind, clamping her jaws around the alien's head and upper body. The pressure of her bite, over 4,000 pounds per square inch, crushed the Vorzari's enhanced armor like paper. With several powerful shakes, the battle was over. Silence fell over both humans and aliens as they watched the footage. Earth had won the final challenge. Captain Brooks turned to High Commander Zexatul. As agreed, you will withdraw your forces from Earth orbit and delay any integration plans. The alien leader's compound eyes flashed dangerously. You have proven nothing except that your world harbors primitive killers. The Vorzari Empire does not retreat because of fish and reptiles. Commander Wright stepped forward. Those primitive killers just defeated your best warriors, and you haven't even met our deadliest predators yet. What do you mean? Kervin asked. Lisa joined them, her tablet displaying data. Humans are Earth's apex predators. We've dominated this planet not through armor or natural weapons, but through intelligence, adaptability, and cooperation. Captain Brooks nodded. While you were studying our animals, we were studying you. We've identified fatal weaknesses in Vorzari physiology. Your species is highly vulnerable to certain Earth bacteria that we could deploy throughout your fleet in hours. Impossible, Zexatul hissed. We already have delivery systems in place, Commander Wright added. Hidden on your ships during your visits to Earth. One command, and every Vorzari in orbit would be exposed. It was a bluff, mostly. They had discovered the vulnerability but hadn't yet weaponized it. But the Vorzari didn't know that. High Commander Zexatul conferred rapidly with his scientists. Kervin appeared to be confirming Lisa's claims, his mandibles clicking frantically. Finally, the alien leader turned back to the humans. The Vorzari Empire acknowledges Earth's unusual defenses. We will withdraw as agreed and report our findings to the Imperial Council. As the alien delegation departed, Lisa watched their shuttle return to the mothership. Do you think they'll honor the agreement? She asked. They will, Ethan replied. Their pride is wounded, but they're not fools. They came expecting easy conquest and found a planet full of predators, including its dominant species. Andrew smiled as they watched the Vorzari ships begin to leave Earth orbit one by one. They thought having an exoskeleton made them superior, They never considered that sometimes it's the soft creatures you need to fear the most. Commander Wright nodded. Earth has been defending itself against its own predators for billions of years. We just added one more to the list. As the sun set over the Pacific, the last alien ship disappeared from Earth's skies. For now, at least, humanity had earned the respect of the stars, not through advanced technology, but through the perfect predators that shared their world. And in the deep waters below, Earth's champion continued her endless patrol, unchanged and perfect after 400 million years. Proof that sometimes, Evol,